So do you remember the Your Face in Meat, our company, Worldwide Logistics, Get Your Face in Meat?
Of course.
I sent them an email as promised.
I was wondering if you'd actually do it. I'm so glad.
I did email them. Here's what I said. Hello there. My name's Ben Potter, and I'm one of the editors for UK-based comedy podcast Podiots. Each show consists of 3 hosts bringing one thing to discuss, and on a recent episode we were all very excited by the idea of ham with a customizable design, particularly as we all grew up with Billy Bear ham. Mm-hmm. I'm unsure what your policy is on meat samples or ordering single meat items, but would love to submit a meat design and see it proudly displayed in meat. Plus, I believe it would make for a great discussion. And then I give a little bit about our credentials.
At the very least, we've gained a new fan, surely.
How many downloads we get?
Adolf Hamfriend. What was his surname?
Feldhuis.
That's the same thing. It's German for ham friend, I think. So.
Right.
Wow.
Certainly. Then I linked to our YouTube and Spotify, and I said, let me know if this is at all possible, and please pass my thanks and admiration on to Mr. Bernhard A. Feldhuis. He has inspired a generation with his fun meats. Kind regards, Ben Potter. Now, I just wanted to give an update because I did follow through as promised. I am really sad to report that I didn't get a reply.
Oh, for God's sake, Bernard.
Come on, get on top of your stuff.
You would have thought Bernhard, a man of Bernhard Adolf Feldhuis' stature, would want to deal with us, but apparently not. So.
Have you tried emailing bernhard@feldhuis.de? Because that might be his direct...
No, let me copy and paste this right now. So, oh, no, hang on. I'm going to have to copy and paste his name. It's very complicated. Mm-hmm. Bernhard, just at Feldhuis, you think? Surely
that is his personal email address.
Oh, dear. Can we be careful? I don't want to be banned from buying Billy Bear meat in the future. I don't want them to hunt us down.
Is it .com or .de? What do you think?
Are they German, Belgian?
That's a really good question. Feldhuis, right?
Flemish. It's not.
They're in Germany. They are in Germany. They are closed currently, but they open 7 a.m. tomorrow for all your meat needs. Your meat needs. They only have a contact us form, obviously. I'm trying to guess what their internal email address would be, given that their website is feldhuis-group.de. It might be feldhuis-group is their email.
You try and do some snooping around LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, I could definitely get someone, maybe Adolf himself, group.
If we've got any listeners who are in the novelty ham trade, then let us know, because you might know someone who knows someone.
Yes, they all know each other. It's just a big meaty boys club, isn't it?
It's a big sausage fest, I think.
Yeah. Oh, very, very good.
Yeah. Oh, I did a typo in the original email. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to send this. We'll see if I get a bounce back.
Fingers crossed.
Okay,
no one wants their ham to bounce back. That's not a good thing at all.
No, it's not a good thing. Okay.
Consult a physician.
Oh, no bounce back. That doesn't mean that it's a monitored, used, or real email address necessarily, but it does mean that domain certainly exists, I think, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
It might have gone to just some sort of back-end admin thing that's never looked at. It's not a real inbox. It's just a...
Okay. I have had an auto reply. I got very excited because it was in German.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's real. I don't know.
It might be German for the email address you have selected is not real.
Yeah, that could be
Please
it.
type again.
Let's pop it in a Google Translate and see. Error delivering message to the following recipients or groups.
Wow.
Oh, dear. Fehler bei der Nachrichtenlust.
Well, exactly.
Folgende Empfänger oder Gruppen, you know? So,
depending how desperate we get, we could try and apply for a job there with a fake CV.
Yes.
And go through the interview process.
I did notice if you Google them, it does say, own this business, ? Which I'm now clicking on.
Say yes. That's how you claim it, I think. I think you own it now.
The listing has already been claimed, and it does say the listing has been verified by bf ... at ... So Google knows who it is, but they won't. We're getting closer.
Is
BF.
dispute?
Could that be Bernhard Fadolf?
It could be. It does say request access underneath. Might I? Yes, I will.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, I do have to give a lot of personal information to request access, and I don't think that will be good for me.
No, the meat boys will come after you.
Suggest an edit. Change name or other details. I can suggest an edit. Category, manufacturer. Can I search meat? Meat packer.
Hey.
We've got... Okay, we can suggest an edit to the category. We've got meat dish restaurant, meat packer, meat processor, meat products, or meat wholesaler.
Ooh. Surely it's in the realm of meaty products, isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Meat products. Okay, send. That's my suggestion.
There we
Thanks
go.
for your feedback. You're welcome. It's my pleasure, honestly.
We'll get there one day. I think we've made an impact with this. Well done, Ben.
Really tried. Not getting any success. If you know Adolf, let us know.
Yes, please.
We want to talk to
Yeah.
him. We just
We
want to
want
talk.
to hear about it.
Just want to talk to Adolf.
We just want to talk to Adolf.
Just want to talk.
It's not in trouble. We just want to talk.
We're just disappointed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official Vidiots podcast. It's a conversational podcast where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the three R's, where everybody brings
a thing along to talk about.
I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Mikey.
How we doing, guys? What's going on?
Very well, thank you.
Do I always say Mikey or Michael in my intro?
I don't.
I say Michael.
Definitely said Michael a lot. Don't know if you.
Why did I suddenly just call myself Mikey? Why have I not been calling myself Mikey before?
I saw quite an old Vidiots video the other day, and we were calling you MJ, which really goes back to...
Yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah.
Until you eventually told us, please don't call me that. That was just a nickname that was chosen by someone else. It's not mine.
Well, it's nice to be known. It's nice to have people know
Michael,
who you are.
you should be known by your name.
I don't think he ever said, please don't call me that. I think he just said that people are really, like, going back to, more of his childhood, people tended to call him Mikey. So then we just started to do the same.
Oh, I remember it very differently. I thought, like, chairs were thrown and...
Yeah.
It's like, for fuck's sake,
brutal.
Stop calling me MJ. That's not my name.
Do you have any idea what those two letters mean? Some vicious swear words. I'm sorry about that. It was a pretty rough start to Vidiots, but we got through it.
What? MJ, guess what? Your edit to Feldhuis Fun Foods GmbH has been accepted.
What?
They're officially meat products company now. Oh, he's gone.
Who the hell approved that?
This is Google vandalism.
I didn't want to... Yeah, look, it's just got a line through manufacturer. And it says meat products underneath it now. Oh, no, I feel like I'm in trouble now.
They're going to track you down. But at least if you get legally served, you'll have a contact email.
Yes.
There we go.
That's the thing. If they sue me, I have to meet Bernhard legally. I have to meet him.
I think that's how it works.
should have replied to our email.
Category crossed out manufacturer meat products. So sorry, the category of their business is they are no longer a manufacturer; they are a meat product. Is that what that
legally,
means?
according to Google, they are now meat products.
Wow, this is amazing.
We did that.
I love that it's crossed out.
It's like, no, we've checked,
Name
and
redundant.
they're not that.
Oh wow,
That's a meat products right there. You look at that and tell me that's not a meat products.
Yeah.
oh god.
Sorry, Mikey, you were saying.
I just talk about my angry tirades to the name MJ, but it's been overhauled. It's been struck off and replaced with meat products.
Just a line through it.
Happier.
It said MJ, there was a line through it, and then it said Mikey.
I submitted a request on Google to be called Mikey, and that's how we got
products.
Michael.
For God's
I believe
sake.
you were saying, Ben, actually, that, you're Ben, I'm Peter, and he's Mikey, and then you go from there, typically.
Yes. The place we go to next is to suggest that if people have enjoyed the absolute codswallop they've listened to over the last 10 minutes, that they can support us financially by going to streamlabs.com/Podiots donations, where for £3 or more you can get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show and join Pod Squad for this given week/episode, or the next episode, I should say, after you donate. Please be aware that we do, sometimes record episodes early. We don't record it on the day it goes out. So if you miss out, you will be on the next one. I promise. That's just how time works. Okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Mikey's got the first platoon. Platoon, is that right? Pod Squad?
Platoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first platoon.
Regiment.
We start with Adolf, who says, please, guys, leave me out of it. Leave my email alone. Sorry, Adolf. We'll leave you out of it. No crows here, Cyber Slum. A regretful one-night minge.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Does asparagus make cum smell?
Oh.
Stephen Scodes.
Scodes.
Scodes. Stephen Scodes. There we go. Just put a strike through that previous attempt. We're in trouble, Tubbs. Is that good? Did I do it right?
We're in trouble, Tubbs.
Oh, that's it. Sorry.
It was a bit more jazzy.
Yeah.
I'm butchering everything here. I do apologize.
You're doing great.
Crab walking jingle slap. Benji noise to end discussions. And a very generous one vowel from She-Ra, who says, hi all, an overdue payment to support this continually excellent podcast. Hope you and the rest of the Walrus clan are keeping safe and well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tickle my platypus. Donna C07. Osama been watching horse dance. Big fan of that. Keith Shagwin, R.I.P. Ben Potter is daddy. Your lovely voices have kept me sane for you. Sorry, that was a very generous Ben Potter as daddy, and they say,
thank you.
Your lovely voices have kept me sane for years now. This lockdown, I've gone back and listened to every episode of Podiots again, and it has massively helped my mental health. I hope you're all okay, and Mikey, I hope that the ferrets are all good. Thank you very much. And we had a wobbly with one of them, but they're fine now.
Yeah, all good.
The Dyatlov Past Truther and Mr. Black. Thank you.
Thank you.
We move on to the Tiny Regiment, featuring Dead Kevin's Massive Knob, Chav Ramirez, Peter's Frosty Wasp Queen, Specky Becky, the very generous Samuel the Quizmaster Barber, who was very generous, and said, to answer last week's question, microwave drug test evasion, water sports Williams used to pass drug tests, episode 8, The Wizinator, which is a deep cut into Podiots.
Yes.
We saw this message before we started recording, and that goes back a long way.
It took 10 minutes of research to get
the message. The message continues. This week's puzzle: disappointing clammy balls. By the way, Ben, more Kickstarters? ? Your second most frequent series after Not the Onion. Oh, we've got an expert here on Podiots.
Yeah, I think
He is.
Samuel DeBarber is the keeper of the spreadsheet, right?
Of course. Yeah. I'm not personally aware of disappointing clammy balls, or not by memory, anyway. The regiment continues.
It's a tough one.
Lord Brotovich, regular prostate exam, Awesome Fox 6011, Gooey Bug Spittoon, Freddie Weber Deuce Moose Sex, weird one, Prince Beefcakes, Brother Voodoo, Meatface 420, Reggae Horse, who was very generous, and said, a horse walks into a bar, the bartender says, hey, the horse says, you read my mind.
Well,
very good. Also, Beng is Peng, and
That's a noble impression.
Yeah, that's what it says.
We've got one final platoon. This is the fast platoon. And in this one is Cheggers Ickle Chicklet.
no.
There is camel case there, to be fair, but the I is tricky to read in this one.
Confusing because it looks like an owl. Yeah.
Finn Chegwin, Dilla Killer Thriller, Good luck reading this, boys.
Oh, got him.
Well done.
Roy Hodgson is not an owl. Alan Claw, Mr. Macca, I come in the land down under. 50p-shaped rectum wound.
Oh, God.
Enu Bean or Enu Bean. Emily Lemons, Big Titty Jesus 42. Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo. Big Titty
Dumbest
Jesus
name I ever
42
heard.
again. We didn't start the pod squad with an extremely generous 60-10 donation. Well, boys, we made it. I'm sure this is what we were all aiming for all the way back in episode 1. And although things have changed since then, we all made it to the holy episode together. Well done, guys. Thank you. And finally, Finn Dillamand. Thank you, everyone. That is your pod squad for this week. A reminder, streamlabs.com/Podiots donations. £3 or more, and you can join the pod squad. Enjoyed it.
Have we done a Dave?
Yeah, the Dave's gone.
Okay, just checking.
We got a Dave. We've got an Alamy stock photo of Dave this week on Twitter.
Oh, wow, look at that with the watermarks.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Big fan.
It's a good one. Looks like an older photo of Dave.
Well, I'm immediately going to add to the thread the crossed out meat product.
This is potentially
image.
incriminating, but let's do it. Let's lean into it.
It has to
I mean,
go.
this whole
in the thread.
episode's
Proof.
incriminating.
Nobody go to their website and use their contact form and dob on us, okay?
Oh,
No.
God, please.
Don't tell the teacher. Don't be like
Is it
that.
fraud? Did you commit fraud just then?
No, they
Pretending...
didn't. They did not ask me to. Like, I didn't have to click any boxes saying that I legally confirm. It was a suggestion. It's
Right.
You can suggest
Right.
an edit, and immediately Google said yes, that is true. They are a meat product.
Yeah, thanks for pointing it out to us, because we thought they were just a manufacturer.
They're clearly not a manufacturer, are they? So
No.
We've been evading taxes all this time with incorrect categorization.
can you imagine
of
if we
monsters.
sunk Feldhoys, the Feldhoys group?
Serves them right for not replying.
Yeah,
I think.
really. All they had to do was send us our meat face. That's all we
Yeah.
wanted.
One slice. That's all we wanted.
Just in a
Soon
bag.
Podiots will be a name feared in the meat manufacturing world. If you get an email from us, you better reply.
You better
Yeah.
reply.
We will
We'll sink-
destroy
we
you.
will sink your business into the ground.
No mercy.
Question 1 this week comes from Robert Mansell at _Rob_Mansell_ on Twitter. Okay, lads, I'm paying for a dream holiday for you and a +1 each. Fantasy post-pandemic world, it says in parentheses. Where are you going? Keep up the good, hard, sweaty work. Lots of love. Rob Mansell /Titanium Night 1990.
Cratey.
That's it's, I don't want to think about it too much because I get sad about the fact that I've not left the Southwest in so long. Shenzhen. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, Michael, learn to speak. Shenzhen, China, I think would be absolutely amazing.
What's there?
It's basically like the electronics well, not manufacturing, but like the electronics capital of the world. And it's
Wow.
just like this, it's kind of like, it's just like a mecca of just all the weird stuff you find, like literal malls filled with one particular kind of item and just sellers selling nothing but like very specific little items. It just sounds so cool. It's very futuristic and weird, very much like a real life cyberpunky place.
Nice.
It
Yeah.
sounds quite fun.
Is that the
Sounds
one
good.
from viral YouTube videos where the man goes and builds his own iPhone?
Absolutely, that's where I learned
know
about
that
it.
place. I've seen that place.
Yeah, it looks so fun. I want to build an iPhone, and
I would also love for you to build an iPhone.
that'll come out on the Vidiots channel in a couple of months when I rip my hair out in the process.
Real footage. I exploded an iPhone and lost a finger with like a crying, smiling face emoji.
Yeah.
Not
in the title.
clickbait,
Not clickbait.
gone sexual.
What about you, Peter? Where would you go?
I think it's a bit of a cliche, but I would really like to do a huge road trip around the States somewhere, like either in a really nice car and maybe just stopping at like hotels and motels and stuff, or in some kind of, RV motorhome kind of thing. The really sort of motorhome porn ones you see on like Reddit or Imgur or whatever, where someone's completely ripped out, an old like RV or like an old ambulance or an old fire engine or something, and they've turned it into this amazing bespoke thing.
And they've got a PS2 in the headrest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like all the
Maybe that kind of
amenities.
A chocolate fountain.
Yeah, with like a cheese fountain. Have you seen that video of the guy who like?
Yeah, with the wrong cheese in it.
Yeah. Well, the first one goes wrong, and then I think there's another video where he makes it work. But yeah, the first one is not good. So yeah, I think that's what I do. I mean, to be more specific, I guess there's places in America that I've done. I've been fortunate enough to do 2 trips to America. Once when I was about 13, and then one a bit more recently. And there's places I'd love to go back to. I'd love to do more of New York City. Like I've been to Manhattan, but there's like other parts of New York that I'd like to see. I went to New Orleans, which was amazing, like a really cool place with it, like very much its own identity. And I'd like to maybe do like more of the West Coast as well. So yeah, I could drive around the whole country, to be honest, and enjoy all of its gifts.
America is a little bit like a gift basket filled with 52 individual countries, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit. And I do like holidaying to go to places that are culturally very different to the UK. But equally, I think it's nice sometimes to go to a place where, you know, everyone speaks English and you can go around and just meet lots and lots of people and actually be able to have a conversation with them about, like, you know, what they do and, you know, like the differences between you and them. And
so what is it that you do?
So what do you do then? Yeah.
I remember going to San Diego and I was just in the queue in a supermarket and an American just started a conversation with me and I was terrified.
Oh, fuck off. Leave me alone.
Do you not know how this works? You sit in silence facing ahead.
What about you, Ben? I think I know.
Oh, do you?
I have a feeling you might say Japan.
Oh, well, see, that's the thing. I was about to say there's lots of places I would love to go on holiday, but in the fantasy post-pandemic world that is suggested and pitched by Rob here, part of me just wants to sit on a beach and drink beer.
Oh, for sure. That sounds really nice
and
too.
like not really do anything, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of want to do this, but where it's not here, you know? Just be away from here for a bit. I have never really considered myself the kind of person that really likes that sort of holiday. But then I went on a very brief holiday in 2019 over my birthday for like 3 or 4 days with my friend Ben. And we went to a place, an island, one of them Spanish ones. I don't remember which one it was, but it was in the same time zone as here. So it was probably off the coast of Africa somewhere, one of them ones. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it was sunny and beautiful, and there was a really cheap bar right next to the beach where you could get, you know, pints of mystery Spanish lager and just sit there and drink it in the sun, and it was amazing, and the hotel was super comfortable, and it was all inclusive as well, so you could just eat from a buffet.
Ooh.
It was really nice. I want to do that.
So nice.
That's what I want to do, and then go to Japan when I'm ready.
Just have a recovery period.
Yeah.
We've been watching Benidorm, the TV series.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's supposed to, you know, make fun of the British holiday goers and kind of show how dire it is, what the British have done to it. And we're just sat there watching going, this actually seems like a lot of fun. Absolutely go to Benidorm.
Just to go like buy a swimming pool in an all-inclusive hotel. Yeah.
Imagine the luxury of being able to get a sunburn, you know?
Yeah. God, what a treat.
Spending more than an hour outside a week. Unimaginable.
It is kind of unimaginable. But yeah, that's where we'd all go if we could. Let's move on to a thing. Who has one? Who wants to do it?
Well, we've all got one, Ben. That's the point of the podcast.
I'll go.
Go on then.
So, last episode, when we were in the depths of the UFO alien talk, I briefly mentioned an underground alien base, like the Dulce underground alien base. And I thought it'd be fun to do a little bit more of a dig and a dive on that, because it is quite a fun little story.
Fantastic.
I want boys. This is all serious, factual information.
Okay.
I want you to treat it as such.
Should we take notes?
You take notes, yes. It's all very important. This is undeniable proof of aliens on Earth.
Okay. Is it off of the internet? Is that why it's true?
Yes, it's off. The source I had. It turns out, I think the government are wiping the internet of this because there's very little writing about it.
No,
God.
But look, luckily I did find a website called just burlingtonnews.com, which is peak conspiracy theorist web design encapsulated. And you can trust the website because the person who runs it also has a YouTube channel that features videos titled "Why Can't I See Bigfoot?" and an 80-minute video titled "Learning How to Be Psychic."
Oh, so this sounds like a person I can trust.
Yeah, if it's from, anything on the internet, I believe anyway, but especially a news, if it says news in the website, I'm all aboard. So go for it. Tell us all this truth.
So this is, the man at the heart of this tale is Phil Schneider. Finding information about this is bloody difficult because it's either in books he wrote or it's in talks he did. I'm not going to look through hours and hours and hours of an alien man talk about definitely true alien things. So I did the best with what I could find. I think I've put together a good little summary.
It's either in books he wrote, talks he did, or smeared in shit on the wall of his cell.
Essentially, yes. Oh, God. So, for context, Phil Schneider was an engineer who worked as a geological and structural engineer. So, he was actually very highly educated and trained. So, add more credence to this boy. Mm-hmm. He says his father was originally a German U-boat captain who was captured by the US military and was put to work on several highly secret US military projects. And these are secrets he held until the very last moments at his deathbed, where he spilled the truth to his son.
Wow.
Among the secrets was the claim that he invented a high-speed camera that took pictures of the first atomic bomb tests in Bikini Island in 1946. Sounds plausible. And Phil himself elaborates, and this is a direct quote, "I have original photos of that test. The photos show UFOs fleeing the bomb site at a high rate of speed. Bikini Island at the time was infested with them."
Whoa, infested, like a parasite.
Yeah.
Ridden.
Bikini Island. Maybe that's like Benidorm for aliens.
Yeah.
Maybe. They love it.
There's 3 aliens somewhere right now going, "Oh, I know it's a bit of a comedy program, but wouldn't you love to go back to Bikini Island? Like, it would actually be really nice post-lockdown."
Post-alien COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully we'll see them again soon. Later in life, Phil became known as a whistleblower on deep underground military bases, or DUMBs as they're known. And that's not something I've made up. That's genuinely what they're called.
Okay.
Or known as, at least. Phil explains that the US military has a quote-unquote black budget, which consumes about $1.25 trillion per year. And this is in 1990s money as well. So that's, you can only imagine how much they spend now. And part of that money is used to build interconnected deep underground military bases, and states that there are, as of 1990, 129 of these bases in the United States, some of which have been in use since the 1940s. There's a bit of truth to this. There is definitely underground bases. I mean, the one at the center of this, Dulce, is in fact a genuine, real military base. But there's definitely aliens in them. Just stop thinking there's not aliens, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure there are loads of them.
In 1954, the federal government formed a treaty with alien entities. The 1954 Greada Treaty, which essentially meant that aliens could take a few cows and test their implanting techniques on a handful of humans if they wished. This is backed up by cases of mutilated cows in the surrounding area of Dulce, and slowly, the aliens started altering the bargain until they decided they wouldn't abide by the restrictions at all. And they just kind of went crazy and started abducting and implanting people left, right, and centre, which is very naughty. Phil was involved in building an addition to a deep underground military base at Dulce. The base itself does indeed exist, as I said earlier, and his work was to test rock samples and advise on what explosives to use to clear out the rock. And as the team started drilling, a terrible smell that was similar to burning garbage emerged from one of the holes. The smell was in fact coming from an artificial cavern that they had accidentally drilled into.
Oh my God.
Ooh, spooky. As Phil was lowered down into the hole to investigate and found himself inside a large cavern, he was greeted by, in his words, a 7-foot-tall, stinky grey alien. Which is rude, quite frankly.
Yeah.
No need to brandish words like that. So in response, Phil did the responsible thing and he heroically whipped out his pistol because engineers carry pistols. Yep.
Wait, is it
and
American?
he shot. Yeah, well, exactly. Everyone, the mum's packing around here. And so he unleashed fire on the stinky grey alien.
No.
And in retaliation to this, more aliens appeared.
Well, yeah,
and
right.
Obviously, yeah, got to get back up. Someone comes at you. Come on, boy. What have they done to Steve? Jesus. So more aliens appeared, and an alien blew off some of Phil's fingers with a kind of laser blaster. And Phil was indeed actually missing a few fingers. So
a kind of laser blaster. I would love to know the true story behind how he lost those fingers and why he needed to make up a story about aliens shooting them off that was somehow better.
He lost them in a sex game with a prostitute, and he had to tell his wife, what happened
aliens.
was...
It was aliens.
You know me, always out alien blasting. God. Phil was saved by a green beret who allegedly gave his life to protect him. This relatively small scuffle evolved into an all-out battle, which led to the death of 60 soldiers and scientists. And Phil, of course, was one of the 3 people to survive.
Yes,
there's not much other information about the other 2 people. He states that they had been sent into hiding and weren't allowed to discuss the matters. I'm not sure why Phil got the honour of... no, it's real. It's real.
This is all real.
All real. After the incident, Phil began sharing his story in print and at various UFO conventions until his death in 1996. The mythology had developed into an incredibly complex degree during this time, involving a war between grey and reptilian alien races, tales of thousands of aliens being held in this underground base. Like, basically, this was the seed for more truth to be unearthed.
Right.
Thomas Costello was one of the people who helped, develop this true story. He was a security guard at the base at the time, and he himself had direct contact with the alien and human captives that were held in this underground base. He told stories of underground caves occupied for centuries by reptoids, caves that were taken over by the Rand Corporation for use by the New World Order to create biological weapons, fleets of alien ships stored at Los Alamos, human-alien hybrid cloning, and his arguments with a cranky reptoid leader named Karshfasht. I'm gonna send that in text. Okay. I think I did it justice.
Oh, yeah, Karshfasht.
It's a powerful name.
That's what a child says when a car goes past.
Yeah.
Karshfasht.
Karshfasht. That's what the snacks child says.
It might be the same one, yeah.
So I'm about to share something very top secret, and we can't share out of this room. And if it somehow ends up on Twitter, well, on your head be it. But this is a highly accurate map of the underground base. So you can see I'll describe it.
Done using clip art.
Oh, it's beautiful. So it starts at the top, the ground level, which is, agricultural premises and just general outdoorsy stuff. It's all the front for the dark depths beneath. And at the top, there's a big tunnel, and it's labelled UFO entrance. Mm-hmm. And there's a handy little diagram of a spaceship floating down into the depths. And so it's all connected by this middle shaft, which is essentially an elevator to help people get around this top secret base.
Yeah.
So the top floor, there's 7 floors in total. The top few floors are pretty uninteresting. It's stuff like security, communications, human staff housing, executives and labs. It's just the administration side of running a secret, centuries-old underground base.
Yeah.
And then we go down to level 4. This is where it starts getting interesting. Level 4 is home to the mind control experiments.
Wow. That's crazy.
Don't know what else to say about that, to be honest. That's just where they happen.
Yeah.
That's where the mind control experiments live.
It's got to happen somewhere. I mean, level 4 is as good as any.
And, that deep underground, that's where you get less interference, makes it easier. Right, right. Beneath that level 5, you've got alien housing. So that's obviously where all the aliens are living.
Causing major interference to the floor above during the mind control experiment.
They all signed a treaty agreeing not to interfere.
Not to think while there's an experiment going on.
I just did a reverse Google image search for that schematic/map.
Yeah.
And it's taken me to a GoFundMe page by Ryan for Prime Minister, just with an R on the end. Ryan for Prime Minister, close underground military bases. And he's...
Is that his campaign?
Yeah. And he types in all caps, we all know human cloning is, and then lower caps, fictional, does not exist. I will close down all underground military bases. Send your donation to, and then there's an email address. Guess how much he wants?
He's going to need at least 10 grand for that.
No, a bit more than that.
I mean, it's $1 trillion a year goes into keeping it going, right? So...
he wants 90 million US / maybe Canadian dollars.
Right, okay.
And then there's just a photo of this in here. It's just, there's no context at all. So that alien map is in there.
Oh, wow. That's how he gets past the artificial intelligence that scours the internet for anyone saying that it's true.
Well,
there's a
word
video
fictional
of him.
in there.
No sign of intelligence here. What's this?
This
is
him.
Ryan.
This is him talking about... Hold on, what is he talking about?
What is
he's got several videos. One of them is donate to his campaign.
He addresses Washington.
Oh.
Ben, have you considered sending him an email asking for a slice of customized ham?
I don't want to interact with this man very much.
No, probably not. No.
He streamed it live on the 30th of September. It's got 2 views. I think that's us. Wow, sorry about that.
No, that's all. I'm going to save this video, Ryan, for later. This sounds very interesting.
Share Ryan with you very quickly.
So we've got alien housing on level 5.
I wish there was more details about what these levels look like. I imagine in his speeches he goes into great detail about it, but I don't feel like bashing my head against a table for 10 hours.
Yeah.
But let's just imagine it's a lovely hotel resort. It's much like Benidorm. It's all inclusive. The aliens having a great time just to help keep them happy.
Yeah, little fake palm trees. Yeah.
It's lovely. Beneath that, we start to enter the genetic experiment realm on floor 6. Where the most deprived things happen. Ooh, spooky. And the last lowest level is the cryogenic storage level, where I think, from what I could gather, is where they store like old, like hybrids of aliens and humans, and like decades old aliens, and it's basically like a living library of aliens hoping to emerge again someday.
Yeah.
And of course, this is off to the side. We've got an underground shuttle to Los Alamos, because I think, the fact is that all of these bases are connected by like magnetic rail trains. It's like it just speeds across the country, so you can transport your aliens around without ever having to take them above air, except for when they enter the big tube.
That's why they call it Karjfast.
Nay, very good. So that's pretty much all I've got.
Well, that's more than I ever expected. That's a lot of evidence there.
It's stunning. I mean, this schematic, not a drawing, is just evidence in itself. If you Google schematic Dulce base, you'll see what we're talking about. Or I'm sure
it's not a photo, because it looks very real.
Yeah, it is. Like those mountains. I feel like I've seen those mountains before in real life.
Yeah,
can't fake those. Can't draw that.
No.
So yeah, there you go. That is a brief overview of the Dulce War and the Dulce base. I hope one day we can all take a trip out there when it's safe. No, I retract my Shenzhen thing. I'm going to go to Dulce.
Yeah, that's our holiday. We'll all go together.
I'm going to jump down the UFO entrance.
Amazing. Well, I'll see you there. We'll all go together. Thank you, Mikey.
That's all right. Let's all Naruto run our way to alien happiness.
Can't stop all of us. Maybe Dick Machinko will be there again.
Oh, fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll get him on our team. He'd be the best. He won't get any fingers blown off by no damn aliens.
No.
He can kill aliens with his mind, probably.
He can.
That guy.
Absolutely.
This next question comes from the Overthinker at Spectre01 on Twitter. Mundane, shitty design, an inconvenient truth. What salts your apples the most? Offenders may include flimsy paper lids, misaligned furniture screws, and paper straws that turn to mush after one sip.
Ooh. So this is about badly designed products or household items or just day-to-day things, which...
Yeah, essentially. Things that are just crap and cheap and rubbish. I do hate with flat pack furniture when the pilot holes for the screws are either in the wrong place or they don't fit properly.
Yeah. That happens more often than it should.
And you just end up kind of like bashing it in there, and it works, but you have less faith in the structure of the furniture you just put together.
It's terrible. It's always the knottiest wood as well, and it just squeak. You know that squeak that it does?
Wood squeak.
The wood squeak when you try and get a screw into one of those stupid holes that they've drilled in it in a factory.
It's not a squeak, it's a scream in pain.
Yeah, it's a very sad piece of wood. Additionally, how hard and why have we not reached the point yet where if I buy a cheeseburger that's wrapped in paper, why does all the cheese stick to it?
Yeah, what the hell, McDonald's? Invest in some hydrophobic paper.
What is that about? You know, but it even happens at like Five Guys and they wrap it up in the special aluminium foil stuff.
Yeah.
And you open it and all the chidge is just like, most of it stays on the packaging.
Do you lick the cheese off the packaging or you leave it there out of just horror?
Depends how upset I am, really. A lot of times I'll go after it, you know. I'll when no one's looking in private, I'll just take a bite of it and sort of rip it off. But I'm not happy about it.
Paper.
You know? No, not the... Well, again, depends how mad I am.
How hungry you are.
Yeah, you know, if my nutritional needs haven't been met for the day, perhaps I do take a chomp of some nice shiny packaging.
This isn't an issue with fridges on the whole, but it's an issue I face quite often. And well, it's an issue that could probably be fixed with an expensive fridge, but... Can we please have a fridge that closes the door automatically after it's been open for half an hour? Just earlier today, I accidentally left the freezer open. Now there's water dripping all over the floor.
Oh, no.
Why did that have to happen?
That's terrible.
I'm going to look into fridges. How auto-closing fridge. Do you want to guess how much it'll cost?
Maybe you could make your own with one of those, you know, those automatic door closers, the massive things that are above the doors, in, schools and stuff, and you could just screw it on.
It'd be really hard to open your fridge then.
Oh, it turns out there's an easier way. I found a Reddit post that just says, tilt your fridge slightly back. So that...
What a genius solution.
Yeah.
So that all your food will fall to
You can get fridges with alarms on them, so they will go off if the door's been open for too long.
Yeah,
it's
I've
probably
had
not
fridges
so
that have
expensive.
beeped at me before.
Yeah.
Oh, we went for the cheapest fridge we could find on Facebook Marketplace. So
I don't have one, but you know they exist.
I've been dealing with the sealant falling out of my fridge for about 7-8 months now. So lining
what do you mean
the
sealant?
Yeah, it's like I'm struggling to describe it. It's like a rubber strip that runs along the inside. When you open the door, it's on like the far right. And it peeled off. Like it just wilted like a terrible flower. And every time, like I've had that happen a few times now where I've tried to shut the fridge door and it's just hit that and I didn't know. And then sometimes you'll open it and it will like unfold like a cheese string and slap you in the face when you open the door.
I've got a life hack for that, Ben. Just lay the fridge on its back.
Oh, God, you're right.
Gravity won't affect it anymore.
Just don't have a fridge. Have you tried not having a fridge?
Yeah.
Just
Have you considered never having been born in the first place?
Oh, man, I think a lot of us would have taken that option. I'm joking. I am joking.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to just use one that was in the question, but I hate paper straws that just sog on you. I mean, I don't... I really hate plastic straws because I've seen videos of them like inside turtles' nostrils and stuff, which is not nice. So I don't use either. But like, I would rather not have a straw at all than have one of those stripy paper ones because they do not last. And
I remember once getting a milkshake from McDonald's a while back, and I had a paper straw, And just beyond the usual floppiness of a paper straw, it was just functionally useless. I literally could not suck up the milkshake no matter how hard I tried. So I ended up having to like just pour it into my mouth like some kind of monster.
I feel like there's something like on the tip of my tongue, like an item that I hate because it's always crap and they've not perfected it, but I can't think what it is. And I know it's like the kind of thing I'll remember when when we stop recording, but
when you go downstairs and you go, there you are.
Yeah, I'll use the thing and I'll be like, fuck, that's the one.
Cafetières are the bane of my existence. I know there's like easier, better ways of making coffee, but cleaning cafetières is the bane of my life because you got all these coffee grounds, and if you put them down the sink, it's gonna clog up your drain, and you put them in the bins. Effort. I mean, you should be putting them in the compost bin, but that's outside. And then just little bits of coffee stick to the inside, and you got to spend like 3 minutes cleaning it. I want a self-cleaning coffee cafetière.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that'd be very very nice. I can't relate at all, but it sounds like a real problem.
It's kind of a self-inflicted problem because I'll make coffee and then I'll be like, I can't be bothered to clean that. I'll leave that. And then I come back later in the day for another cup of coffee. I'm like, bloody hell.
Fuck's sake.
It's dirty. Well, how's this happened? Now I've got to clean it.
Who did this?
Tell me, which one of you?
I'm the same, Peter. I came up with an idea earlier when I was getting these questions, and I thought that's perfect. That's one that really annoys me. And then it came time to do it, and all I could think of was, why does the cheese not come on paper?
Yeah, I don't really like. I find that most salt grinders are crap. Like you just get giant salt crystals on your chips, and you bite your chip, and then it just. It's like chewing sand, I don't want to crunch salt. I want to just taste it. So they're normally pretty rubber. I've never really had a good one. I'd rather just buy table salt and get a pinch of it out of the top and sprinkle it on my chips than use a grinder.
I feel like we got more and more sort of picky.
Yeah.
As that conversation went on. Doors, they squeak sometimes, don't they? Fucking doors.
I hate that my bed isn't downstairs in the living room all the time,
Why is that?
Yeah.
I hate that I've got to go to the bathroom when I want to do a poo. God, someone should get on that.
You've got those special pants though.
Shreddies.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you can poo in those, can't you?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I'll send them an email just to clarify, make sure.
Yeah,
you should send them a really angry email as though
like you'd send photos as well.
Yeah.
I was just in a really important business meeting.
Now the carbon's all clogged. I want a refund. This is ridiculous.
You should. Let us know how you get on with that. I have a contact email there if you want it.
Please do send that.
Okay, let's move on. Peter, what is your thing for this week?
I've got a thing that was actually sent to me, and it was sent privately to me, which was it's the right way to do it, really. So that the guys, whichever the other two of us is, they have not heard it. So that's good. Although you may have just read it just by chance. But here we go. It's according to The Guardian, and it was sent by David at Dalek Platypus, who's an active member of the triple jump community. And
we know that
I'm sure we do. We know that one. Texas, sorry, after mistakenly sending emergency alert for cursed Chucky doll. Okay. Officials apologise for test malfunction after message asking citizens to keep an eye out for film villain was sent 3 times. So this is one of those mobile alert things that they do, I think a bit more in America than in the UK. I think they do them here as well, but here we go. The Texas Public Safety Department raised a few eyebrows in the Lone Star State by reportedly sending out an emergency alert asking its citizens to keep an eye out for Chucky, the evil-possessed doll from the horror movie series Child's Play, whom it said was a suspect in a kidnapping. The message went out all over the state's Amber Alert system, which is blasted to people's mobile phones, usually to help find a missing child. It was sent 3 times.
Oh...
It described the suspect as being called Chucky and listed him as a 28-year-old with red hair, blue eyes, standing at 3 foot 1 inches tall and weighing 16 pounds. He was said to be wearing blue denim overalls with a multicolored striped long sleeve shirt and carrying a large knife.
Wow.
His race was listed as other, doll.
Oh, for God's sake.
In the movies, which debuted in 1988, Chucky is a child's toy possessed by the spirit of a dead serial killer who murders numerous people. Faced with numerous media inquiries as to why an alert was being sent hunting for a cartoonish villain from a slasher movie series, the department issued a statement saying, "This alert is a result of a test malfunction. We apologise for the confusion this may have caused and are diligently working to ensure this does not happen again." So that's it. Wow. It's short and sweet, but I love the idea that they sent out 3 alerts saying, "Hey guys, Chucky's out there.
Chucky's coming. Keep an eye out."
Yeah. I'm incredibly glad that the test alert, which accidentally went out, was for such a ridiculous thing. Because if it was a believable thing, that would heighten concern. But instead, no one's going to look out for a little doll. Maybe that's the plan to get away with it.
Yeah.
Presumably, they were doing some back-end testing or something, and someone was like, "Oh, let's just put some filler information in there. What should we do? Oh, we'll do Chucky." It's just as well that they didn't do something really tasteless, something really sick. I can't even think of any, or I don't want to think of anything. But thinking that it was only going to be internal, you're right that either it could have been really terrifying if they'd just done a generic thing serial killer on the loose, his name's John Smith and he looks like this and he's in your area. That alone would be scary, but they definitely could have, you can imagine them doing something that they thought was funny that's really not actually funny at all, and it accidentally getting out there that, I don't know what, but I think you can kind of get the idea. Yeah. It could have been really, really a bad PR move.
It feels like these automated systems, I'm not going to say fail because it is human error. This happens quite often. I can't remember what exactly it was, but there was that story. I think it was maybe it was Hawaii sent out a message to everyone in the country, saying something like a meteor was coming towards the island.
Was it a nuclear strike or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's been nuclear ones before saying, you need to find shelter immediately because missiles are coming.
Yeah, there was a 10-minute period where everyone just got this text and was like, "Oh my God, this is the end.
This is it."
Yeah.
Oh,
it's great when it works, though.
Oh yeah, it's good to have it, but please, in turn, please be careful when you're testing.
If Chucky does ever go on the loose in Texas now, no one's going to believe it. It's the
just them knobheads playing around with the alert system again.
Yeah.
Oh God. Imagine if it was true, though. What would have happened?
That someone found out, oh my God, we don't know how it's happened, but he's real and he's coming for you. Quick, everyone, send an alert out on the mobile messaging system.
That would have been
3 times.
That would have been. I mean, it would make for an interesting next Chucky film, I suppose.
Ooh.
And that he's not just in one house or whatever. Everyone in Texas knows he's coming, but nobody knows where.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. Did the article start? Texas apologizes.
Yeah, Texas apologizes.
The state of Texas.
The state of Texas has apologized to all Texans for saying that Chucky is going to come with a knife and that his race is doll.
Brilliant.
Oh dear.
God damn it. Well, thank you, Peter.
You're welcome. Thank
you,
David.
For warning us.
You're well. Yes, no, that's fine.
This is your alert, everyone at home. Keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Next question comes from Ethan Stewart at Ethan_Stewie98 on Twitter, who asks, bit of a basic question here, boys, but what was your favourite video you ever worked on name redundant, minus the worst games ever, of course. Love you guys.
Ooh,
minus
that is a fun one.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite video you worked on there, boys?
I think either... I thought the ad that we did for What Culture Gaming was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that was great.
It was quite fun. Just, a silly script with silly visual gags and stuff. But if it was... I mean, I even have a couple of favourite lists that I've embedded on my website just to show... I've got stuff from every company I've worked at. And in the tail end of What Culture, Mikey got assigned to edit a bunch of my voiceovers, which
I think you're about to say the exact same videos I was about to say.
Yeah, and there were some really good ones. Like they were all really good, but like there was like a 2-part one where we did like even more later, which was like horrible facts you wish you didn't know or something like that, and it was stuff like how much percentage fecal matter is in office coffee mugs, and like bull sharks can adapt to fresh water and swim up rivers, and things like that. And it was very fun, very well animated.
Nice. Yeah, you're right. That was like in the final month or so, like month or two, when it was like, yeah, we're leaving soon. So I didn't shy away from spending days animating, like cats eating off human faces and going off in a rocket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just went hog wild on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got like a playlist of every What Culture video I worked on.
Oh, have you? Wow.
So maybe there's 1 or 2 missing, but it's totals 105 videos, and they're those like offbeat kind of weird fact ones are up there.
Yeah.
The best.
A lot of fun.
Jeez. I think I did a similar thing, actually, saving I think I stopped after a while. I'm looking at I've still got the folder of favorites.
I saved the actual files, like the render files, for a time, and then again, I sort of stopped after a while. I only saved the good ones after that.
When is it? I'm still scrolling. It's been scrolling for a long time. Here we're chatting about Destiny 2. There's a lot. 7 most insane attempts to create a super soldier was the last one I bookmarked. I think I stopped after a while because it was just kind of pointless, really.
There's a weird thing with when What Culture Gaming got 250,000 subscribers. You'd only just started there, Ben. I think you'd only been
I hadn't been there that long.
Yeah, we did a live action skit video where we were trying to think of new show formats and stuff. And it opens with you sitting in the glass office, and I burst in.
I was going to mention this. Are you talking about the GIF
in the meeting room? Yeah. So there's a GIF of me bursting into a room and saying, "Ben, great news!" And for some reason, well, I know the initial reason this happened. There was someone, and I don't know his name, and I don't know if he's an actual fan of us or if it was like by chance. I think he thinks he looks like me, and I suppose he probably does. And he, for some reason, recreated the "Ben, great news!" like where from the same angle he bursts in through a door. So there was a GIF made of me doing it, then there was a GIF of him doing the same thing. Now I've found a third GIF of someone who has just copied me coming into a room saying "great news." It's really weird.
That's very bizarre.
I have to try and maybe I'll put them in the thread. But yeah, it's a strange one.
I do remember that video though, and I remember that GIF doing the rounds.
It's a bloody good GIF.
It's a good GIF, but yeah, the gift that keeps on giving when people are recreating it like that it was a strange discovery.
I just found what was absolutely my most, at least from the audience, most hated edit I did.
Oh.
The title is "What Game of Thrones Characters Look Like in the Books." So for this, I had to reconstruct like representations of the characters using royalty-free images from the internet, which is bloody hard.
That's bullshit. What a terrible edit to be put on.
So I'll send an example of one of them. I just kind of took the piss with it. And you're about to see an example there.
Oh my god.
That video has 2 million views, 11,000 likes, and 10,000 dislikes.
That's brilliant.
Because they clicked on it thinking that... I bet the thumbnail was that image that someone made of Tyrion with his nose cut off.
Absolutely that.
So they were expecting like fully accurate representation.
They got the rainbow man with blue hair.
Oh, okay. It's maybe the comments actually seem to kind of be in on the joke. When I saw the title, I was pissed, as I thought What Culture have now really run out of original content. But now, as I'm watching, I cannot stop laughing at how much of a piss take this is. There we go.
What Culture running out of original content? What was that,
Never.
like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh,
my goodness. The 250k video was my 27th video, according to the order I saved things. And this folder I have has 567 videos in it.
Wow.
Which is more than one probably of each day I worked there.
Impressive.
The video I think I'm most proud of that I did there was what was it? It was the review I did for Persona 5 when that came out. I wrote and recorded and edited that one, and I thought it was a really good video, and it explained what the game was, and people really liked it, and I thought it was a great piece of reviewing content, and I was very proud of that one. I liked that a lot.
Some actual journalism from What Culture.
Yeah, and then it got shut down because reviews took too long to make. Remember that, Peter?
Yeah.
Reviews were taking too much time away from recording, lists, so we had to stop them, and then they just became discussions, and then I don't know what they eventually went on to do, I'm sure. I think they've got a lot more leeway now than we did, but we were told to stop. We had to fight to do them, and then we were told to stop.
Stop putting this much work into our content.
Yeah, pretty much. It's great.
Oh, dear.
What is that? What have you sent there?
Wait, let me see who that actually is. Oh, I've gone off the video now. We have to guess who that is. That's.
Can you explain the constituent parts of that?
I don't. What's the name of the character at the top? Dumbledore. That's it. I was about to say I haven't watched Lord of the Rings, but that's not right. So it's Dumbledore with chainmail armor, some gold rings around their arms, holding an automatic rifle, jean shorts, and short little stumpy legs.
At what point in Game of Thrones was there ever an automatic rifle?
I took some liberties with the script, all right, Peter?
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure. You did. Very good stuff. Oh, wow, look at there are all the gifs.
Yeah, look at them all.
Well, yeah, that guy does look a bit like you.
He does. The second guy does look a bit like me, especially with low GIF quality.
That's
the
so
third
bizarre.
guy looks nothing like me, but for some reason has also done his own version.
That is amazing.
Isn't it weird?
It's like early TikTok.
Yeah.
They're all wearing red shirts
doing
as
the
well.
same thing that you're doing. How weird.
It's so strange.
What?
They're all in the Twitter thread for those who want to see.
Oh. I like the middle guy. He's not walking through the door because it's his closet by the looks of things.
Yeah.
It is. It is a closet.
Oh, dear.
Very weird. Okay, it's time for my thing.
Okay.
Do you boys know about Eam?
No?
You'll have to be more specific.
The village of Eam.
I do.
Oh.
Too well, I know a bit about it. I don't know the full story.
Well, you're not going to get it here, Peter.
Okay.
Because while I did try to find a more credible article, the more credible articles understandably, fucking hell, were really long and very detailed, and I couldn't be asked. So we turned to the next best citation very much needed source, that is Tumblr.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's going to teach us all about the village of Eam, spelled E-Y-A-M, if people want to look it up. So here we go. And this is written like someone who's on Tumblr, so bear with me. I keep hate reading plague literature from the medieval era, but as depressed as it makes me, there is always one historical tidbit that makes me feel a little bittersweet, and I like to revisit it. That's the story of the village of Eam. Would you like to see the village of Eam's church?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Then you can imagine that you're there. There's the church. It looks like a church.
That's a lovely church.
Graves. It's got topiary.
It's a church.
I'm going to say topiary. It's got 2 bushes.
It's got 2 bushes. Eam today is a teeny tiny town of less than 1,000 people. It has barely grown since 1665 when its population was around 800. Where the story starts with Eam is that in August 1665, the village tailor and his assistant discovered that a bolt of cloth that they had bought from London was infested with rat fleas. A few days later, on the 7th of September, the tailor's assistant, George Vickers, died from the plague. Back then, people didn't fully understand how disease spread, but they knew in a basic sense that it did spread and that the spread had something to do with the movement of people. So, 2 religious leaders in the town, Thomas Stanley and William Mompesson, got together and came up with a plan. You think something's funny?
No, sorry, no, not at all.
All right.
William Mompesson, Michael. That's his name. His name is William Mompesson.
Mr. Mompesson.
Mr. Mompesson.
Mr. Momps.
Yeah.
And of course,
son of William Momper.
His male child would be William Mompesson's son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'll I'll not interject.
Okay.
Thomas Stanley and William Mompesson got together and came up with a plan. They would put the entire village of Eyam under quarantine, and they did. For over a year, nobody went in and nobody went out. They put up signs on the edge of town as warning and left money in vinegar-filled basins that people from out of town would leave food and supplies by. I'm scrolling past some photos. Over the 14 months that Eyam was in quarantine, 260 out of the 800 residents died of plague. The death toll was high, the cost was great. However, they did successfully prevent the disease from spreading to the nearby town of Sheffield, even then a much bigger town, and likely saved the lives of thousands of people in the north of England through their sacrifice. So, I really like this story, because it's a sad story, but it's also a beautiful story. Instead of fleeing, there should be a comma, everyone in this one place agreed that they would stay, and they saved thousands of people. They stayed just to save others, and I guess it's one of those good stories about how people have always been people, for better or worse. Thanks, Tumblr.
Thank you, Tumblr.
It gets better.
Oh.
Here's the thing. 1/3 of the residents of Eyam died during their quarantine, but the Black Plague was known to have a 90% death rate. As high as the toll was, it wasn't as high as it should have been. And a few hundred years later, some historians and doctors got to wondering, why? Here's why. Fortunately, Eyam is one of those wonderful places that really hasn't changed much in hundreds of years. Researchers going to visit found that many of the current residents were direct descendants of the plague survivors from the 1600s. So maybe William Mompesson's son's son, and his sons. By doing genetic testing, well done, Michael, they learned that a high number of Eyam residents carried a gene that made them immune to the plague and still do. And it gets even better than that, because the gene that blocks the Black Plague, also turns out to block AIDS and was instrumental in helping to find effective medication for people who have HIV and AIDS in the 21st century.
Well, I did not know that. That's amazing.
And then it links to a documentary, and it says it's a little under an hour, and here's a lovely, well-produced documentary about Eyam and its disease resistance. But there we go.
I did know that there was seemingly weird cases of resistance to the plague in Eyam, because I think the local undertaker was handling all these bodies, and he never even, I don't know if he never got plague, but he certainly didn't die of it. And there's another woman as well who, her partner, and I think she had 5 children or something who all died of plague in the space of 2 weeks, and she didn't get/die of plague. And basically, I think researchers say that it's very unlikely that it's improbable that would happen. So yeah,
absolutely insane.
Yeah,
1600s, the disinfecting coins isolating. Could you imagine? Or you think this lockdown's boring? Being stuck in an English village back then. The hell do you do?
The only entertainment is just people dying of the plague.
Put bets on who goes first.
There probably was some kind of Deadpool, wasn't there, in that village? Although if you think there's an an anti-masking movement, anti-quarantine movement now, can you imagine being stuck in that village with people who didn't want to be there, who this concept was, for them, totally alien?
Yeah, they wouldn't even know the reasoning behind it. Not other than some kind of movement of people makes the plague spread. They wouldn't really understand why quarantine would help.
And all they know is they're locked in there with the plague.
Yeah,
that would be difficult to enforce, I would imagine. But they did it. Good people being good people, and they saved Sheffield. Through their sacrifice.
My family went to visit Eyam about a month or so ago, I think. Just went for a little walk and sent some photos to the family WhatsApp. So yeah.
Is that where you take your 50p's every Christmas?
Yeah, we
put them in
the vinegar, of course. Yeah, we put them. We actually quarantine before COVID was a thing. We've been doing periodic quarantines, because if you're putting coins up your butthole, there's a real germ problem with that, and you have to watch out what you're doing there.
Yeah.
So
you don't want a pound coin in your lower intestine.
No, you don't.
Don't want that at all. Well, there we are. That's my thing.
That's brilliant.
And it bears remembering as this lockdown continues to drag on.
Yeah, it could be worse. We could be vinegaring our coins.
We could. The only person who has to do that is your family.
Yeah.
A person.
Mm-hmm.
What was literacy levels like back then? Because I'd love to read diaries. It'd be like an insight into what Facebook would have been like back then.
Yeah, there's got to be some amazing graffiti somewhere.
I might look into this more. I'm going to watch that documentary. That sounds like a great time.
You should. I'll send you a link.
Thank you.
That thing about the AIDS, resistance AIDS treatment is amazing. I had no idea that was sort of linked to EAM.
That's why I say citation needed.
Yeah.
Is that really true? I don't know, but the Tumblr said it. Right, final question. Oh, are you ready?
Yeah.
This comes from Callum's story. If you had to build a house entirely of cheese, which cheeses would work best as building materials?
Probably a hard, waxy cheese.
Let's talk about Gouda, right?
Yeah, the Gouda times. I think that'd make for good windows. It's already got holes in it.
Gouda's... No, which one is the holy cheese? Is that...
Oh, God, wait, have I fucked it?
Edam?
Edam?
I'm Googling now. Edam. I'm looking at Edam without holes in. Emmental?
Emmental definitely has holes in.
Emmental cheese. That's a fun
There
house.
we go.
If we can get a big Emmental and we can just live in the holes...
And
I
maybe
that would be
eat
a
our
great
way
start.
through to make some corridors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. And
See, that's a good start.
It usually comes with some sort of wax or rind on it, which I suspect is probably quite waterproof. That's probably the whole point of the rind. So, yeah, if we could just get a really big Emmental with holes the size of small rooms, then...
Yes.
We'll live like ants.
Yeah.
So we've got this giant Emmental that we live in. Is this going to be a problem for you, Mikey? Are you okay to live in the cheese house with us?
I'll for science and for just the thrill of living in a cheese house, I'm willing to put aside my ethical beliefs.
I can put aside my butthole beliefs as well.
Lactose intolerance. The thing is, we don't have to eat it. We just have to be present in it.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, I can eat Emmental because it's very lacto-free, because it's very hard and mature. Essentially, almost all of the lactose is broken down by the culture.
Brilliant. No vinegar for this guy's coins.
No.
Emmental House Peter has what he wants.
Yeah.
Do as he pleases, as he cheeses. So we've got the giant Emmental house. I like to imagine that if we are consuming bits of it, we can sort of chew it into the shape, and this will require maybe bespoke waxwork, but chew it into the shape of like a castle.
Yeah.
That we can all live in. And then, because people, I think, only pretend to like it, because it's the only explanation, you've got some really stinky blue cheese out the front to sort of ward off potential cheese invaders.
When I was little, we used to go to the local market on like a Wednesday and buy, green grocery and cheese and biscuits and things. And the cheese man used to tell me at age 7 that blue cheese was blue because it had dead flies in it. I didn't want to eat the dead fly cheese. So
that's one way to make sure the customer never bothers buying your product, isn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus.
I know.
Sounds true, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, looked like it.
What else could we have? We've got a castle made of Emmental.
Mozzarella bean bags.
Mozzarella beanbags is a great idea.
Could we have a nice raclette moat, like a liquid cheese moat?
Can we contact the cheese fountain guy?
Yeah.
To maybe put that together for us.
We need a drawbridge as well. I guess just more Emmental or just whatever's hard. Really
what else
structurally
could we have
sound.
For the bridge? Maybe a piece of mature cheddar, but the mature cheddar is quite crumbly, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe some juvenile cheddar.
Yes, and you could lower it,
cheddar.
so if it came down from like the portcullis over the moat, you could use 2 cheese strings to dangle it down.
Oh, yes. Cheese strings, of course.
Yes, absolutely. And we could have baths and basins filled with the cheese that comes with Dairy Dunkers.
We could become ourselves dunkers.
We could.
I want a halloumi trampoline out back.
Yeah, halloumi
like
trampoline is good.
Squeaky. Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
He's on the trampoline again, Jesus Christ.
What if we also, I mean, I know we're doubling down here, but we get the Dairy triangles. I feel like that would make great
roof tiles.
Roof tiles, yes. I was going to say if we took it out of its, foil prison, we could quite easily use that as a sort of mortar.
Yeah.
To construct some sort of outside play area, maybe out of baby bells.
Yeah, mini baby bells.
We could, have a baby bell car, so it's got baby bell wheels.
What's the rest of the car made of, Michael?
Cheese string axles.
Cheese string. Oh my god!
Cheese string axle. That floppy.
Yeah, you could fuel it with the strong, powerful gases released by Parmesan.
Oh,
feet cheese.
Parmesan's another one I don't think I'd want nearby the house.
No.
Smelly cheese.
Smelly cheese indeed. For some reason, my head went straight to feta cheese for the body of the car. Because no, that's not. I was thinking in car crashes, crumbly. You want the car to crumble. I just realised no, you definitely don't want the car to crumble.
Yeah, you want it to crumple, but not crumble. I guess. Yeah.
Do we have any cheeses that would crumple?
I'd probably the Emmental again. It's very versatile cheese.
It is
it's
good.
Got
isn't
air
it?
Pockets in it.
And it has, a little slot where if you did crash and your head went, straight forwards, it could just go thunk straight into a little hole in the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
we could wear little cheese hats out of it, couldn't we? We just carve some out, bam, there you go.
Yeah. I'm going to email Ford next and see if in fact, let me see where the local Ford is and if I can update their Google listing.
CC Dairy Lee into that email, please.
I feel like that's two companies that need to talk to each other. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me any options to claim this business for my own, unsurprisingly, here. I'm not allowed.
I mean, the next thing really is to come up with the ideal ham house.
Oh, man. Well, we need to get the
meat products.
What are they called? I can't even remember what they're called now.
No, I can't. I keep forgetting.
Here we go. It's GmbH is what it is. Yeah, full Feldhuis Fun Foods GmbH.
Right.
We need to get them on the line. Brand new task for you guys. Can we make a house out of your ham? And is it possible to mass produce it? Because we could solve world hunger and the sort of homelessness crisis at the same time.
You could get them to print onto the ham blueprinted bits of ham. So it's like a self-assembly house thing. So you get all these different slices with different shapes printed on that you then have to cut out and then make your own house out of all the different bits. It's like a Nintendo Labo, but with ham.
Yeah, it is.
Nintendo
That's exactly
Slabo.
what it is. The future is really opening up before us, isn't it?
I could pose as a producer of Grand Designs and say I've got someone who wants to go on the show to make a meat house, and try and talk them into it. It's great promotion for your brand. We'll settle on a ham shed if a house is not possible. We can make.
Do you think Kevin MacLeod would be up for it?
I think so. I mean, it'd be the most grand design of them all, wouldn't it?
It would.
Ham
designs.
Terrible.
Well, I think we've cured it.
Yes, we have.
That's it.
We've done it, everyone. Well done, us. Welcome to the end of the podcast. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. There are all manner of ways that you can find us and get in touch with us and support us and all that kind of malarkey. One such way is by going to store.yogscast.com, isn't it, Michael?
You are absolutely bloody right. If you head over to store.yogscast.com, you can find some wonderful, wonderful merch. But most importantly, our own merch. If you head onto the Vidiots section where we've got some lovely stuff, and if you use code Vidiots at checkout, you'll be greeted with a wonderful treat of 10% off absolutely everything on the Yogscast store. That's right, everything with code Vidiots.
Incredible. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all.com/Vidiots
Official.
And also on twitch.tv/Vidiots Official. We do stream from time to time. I would like to thank once again the very generous lot that came along for the charity stream I did the other week. It went. We recorded before the stream, but the podcast went out afterwards. But people did indeed show up, and they were wonderful, and we raised a lot of money for Cancer Research UK. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
For your
amazing
generosity. Streamlabs.com/Podiots donations. Donate £3 or more and get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the podcast. You join Pod Squad, you support us, and you're wonderful, and we love you. And as I said, you get a shout out. We're going to run through them again now. Here is Mikey's. What do you want to call your regiment, Michael?
I'm thinking. Oh no!
It would be easy to just say Fart Squad, but I don't think that's
Fart Squad. That
would people want to be in that? Fart Squad?
Yeah, let's go the Pumpy Platoon.
Pumpy Platoon is good. Okay.
Yeah, we got there. No crows here. Cyber slum. A regretful one-night minge. Does asparagus make cum smell? Stephen Skodes. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did it? Eventually it'll sink in my brain. I'm very sorry, Stephen. We're in trouble, Tubbs. Crab walking jingle slap. Benji noise to end discussions. One vowel from She-Ra. Tickle my platypus. Donna C07. Osama bin Laden watching horse dance. Keith Shagwin, R.I.P. Ben Potter is daddy. Dyatlov past truther and Mr. Black.
The in the TP troop. Is Dead Kevin's Massive Knob, Chav Ramirez, Peter's Frosty Wasp Queen, Specky Becky, the very generous Samuel the Quizmaster Barber, Lord Brotovich, Regular Prostate Exam, Awesome Fox 6011, Gooey Bug Spittoon, Freddie Weber Doos Moo Sex, Prince Beefcakes, Brother Voodoo, Meatface 420, the very, very generous Reggae Horse. Thank you for such a generous donation. Bengiz Peng and
we've also got Cheggers Ickle Chiclet. Yes. Finn Chegwin, Dilla Killer Thriller. Good luck reading this, boys. Roy Hodgson is not an owl. Alan Claw, Mr. Macca, I Come in the Land Down Under. 50p shaped rectum wound. Enu Bean or Inu Bean, Emily Lemons, Big Titty Jesus 42, Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo, Big Titty Jesus 42, very generous 6010 donating We Didn't Start the Pod Squad, and Finn Dillermand. That's your Pod Squad. That was your Pumpy Platoon? Yeah. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, the Pumpy Platoon.
Pumpy Platoon, your Tiny Squad?
Yeah, tiny troop.
Tiny Troop. And your... I'm making a note of these.
The Fast Platoon, wasn't it? Or Fast Squad?
I just said I've written down Fast Crew.
Yeah, nice. That's
there
it.
We go. We'll just go with that. So thank you again, everybody who has supported us this episode. Streamlabs.com/Podiots donations £3 or more. Thank you. Mikey.
Aye.
Where can you be found, son?
You can go over to that there Twitter @Parrotboy and you'll find loads of lovely stuff to do with me. Great, isn't it? And that's the best place to keep up with all my activities and happenings. And I'm also streaming somewhat regularly on Twitch @Parrotboy. It's a delight, I promise. Come join the fun.
Wonderful. And Peter, where can people find us?
We are at Team Triple Jump doing stuff together, like Rules Boss sometimes, and Worst Games Ever, and streaming, and other things that you remember from the Vidiots days. And individually, we are available on Twitter @ThatPeterAustin and @Confused_Dude.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody, once again for listening. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. In the meantime, why not leave us an iTunes review or a review/rating on your platform of choice? It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms. We do appreciate it, as does Al Gore. Does anybody have a final question before we say goodbye?
What would you do with like the thin American cheese in your cheese house. I feel I'm almost a shit. Like I was trying to think of what we could do with it. It
Find
feels like
a use for that. Yeah.
The answer is quite clearly curtains, but we'll see what people come back with.
Carpet.
I suppose.
Oh,
Actually, I haven't thought about walking on cheese, and instantly I don't want to live in this house now. Awful. Well, we're going to go now with thoughts of cheese dreams and cheesy floors. Oh,
Don't have nightmares.
oh,
sweet dreams, everybody.
sweet cheese, everyone. Night night. Bye.
Bye.